Hi, dear friends. Today, our session or our presentation is going to focus on how to find a suitable journal to publish your work and to disseminate your efforts across different journals and how to get be published. So, this presentation is prepared in order to enhance you with different tools and techniques and skills where you can access a lot of journals. So we would start by why we publish in international journals, why we're looking for the top international journals to publish our work. So to be published, to be known, to be having an opportunity to be a reviewer and editors, or you can share your results and disseminate it. It also help you to have a better job opportunity and get access to international market, and it allow you as well to have a joint research and finding a new social life through your publication. So the purpose of doing publication international, it is highly demanded and is highly appealing, where you will create your own social life. So we will have a plan today consist of 5 pillars or 5 criteria points we are going to look for. The first one, we're going to look for how we can choose a journal. Then we will be following with the publication credit score and what is meant by journal indexing and the tools for choosing suitable journal and the checklist for your journal selection. So I will start by these criteria for choosing a journal in order to start looking for a suitable journal for your publication. So there are a lot of criteria, but there is a main criteria you have to look for. So when you are picking a topic and you're writing about it, so what are the aims and the scope of the journal? So you need to open the journal and look for it and search if they have the same aim of your journal or not. So I will share with you a little bit of the publications that you have it here for one of the top journals, where you can see how you can access or publish one. So I will open one of Springer uh, papers or looking for how to publish this one. So you will find a preparation list, and you are looking for a list of criteria for Springer, which is a highly cited journals, and they are having specific requirements here. So you need to look for the preparations for the journal and the type of the manuscript and the aim of the journal. It is one of the main criteria to look for it. So you will have a lot of subject area, and you have to pick one of them that suits your background or the paper that you are preparing for. So it can be for life science, chemistry, climate, computer science. So you have to pick one of them. So for me, I can pick something related to management or economics or higher education. And then this is the aim and the criteria of the journal that we look for. So the important part that you pick the suitable journal and the scope and the criteria for the journal. And there is a lot of tools that I'm going to explain later. So had the journal, the second one, or the second question you have to ask yourself, had the journal published articles that are similar to yours? So let's say, for example, I'm working on female breadwinners or gender inequality or such a things. So if the journal is looking for such a things, or if the journal is interested in writing such a topic, if I'm looking for inequality of income, gender gap, or that, for example. So are there similarities of your topic that you're writing with or not? Let's proceed as well. What are the journal restriction? What they are restricting? Article types, article review. Let's say maybe they are looking for policy papers. So what are they restricting for this journal type? We are going to tackle a lot what are the impact factor of the journal, which is going to affect your criteria if you are going to have a promotion in the future. So it is important for you to look for it if the journal have an impact factor, because in certain Supreme Council requirements of university, they are requiring high impact factor, and this is according to the classifications of Q1 or Q2 or Q3 or Q4, according to the journal impact, and this is what we are looking for. So my advice for you when you are looking for a real research as well, you have to take in consideration main factor considered when making the decision. The first one is the visibility of the journal. If this journal is more visible or not, um, if they are indexing in highly ranked journals or not. So the visibility, it is important because in some journals, when they are having open access journal, more people are likely to see it. And it is simply, you can be able to access easily and then load it and have a readable people more, where 89 higher than the restricted one. So is it visible for you? The visibility of the paper for you is important, or you are looking for a non-accessible one? Criteria number two that you are looking for, it is the cost of traditional or open access journal as well. It is requiring a cost, and this cost, it ranks differently or range differently from $100 to more than that. It depends on the process charges, and the range it can be reaching $5,000. So this is one of the criteria you have to take it into consideration for the main four factors that I'm writing here. Yeah, the third one is if it is prestigious journal or not. If you are looking for a more highly impact factor, first impact factor, second one, the brand name, and if you are want to promote or you are gaining tenure or you're obtaining fund for grant proposal, let's say, for example, it is the third factors here when you are choosing your journal. The fourth one, which is maybe one of the important factors for many others, is the speed of the publication. If it is very, very important, because sometimes people, they forgot what they wrote for the long time, that some journals take more than 2 years to finalize the, or taking the final submissions or taking the final decision for the paper. So recently, a study examined that 135 journals listed in Scopus citation. They take more than 1 year to get published. So if you are looking for a speedy one, so you are have to go for open access journal, maybe the best choice for you. But if you are looking for a highly ranked one, this is will take a longer time for you. This is the first criteria for choosing a journal. So the second criteria here, it is the publication credit score. We have three classifications here. If you are looking for high reputable indexer, such Thomson Web of Science, for example, or Scopus and other equivalent according to different places across the globe. So this is what we call it, high reputable and highly visible one. That's the second one, which is indexer of medium reputation. It's the PubMed and the chemical abstract services, EBSCOs, for example, DOIJ, and or other equivalent. The last one, which is the lowest reputable indices, it is the Google Scholar and other portals, where you can see them, that you have a little or a fewer indexers there. So which one you are targeting? This is the very important question that you have to ask yourself if you're looking for time or speed, or what are the criteria. So when we go back to the highest and more visible one, this is why, because as you see here, that it is publisher index in Scopus, you will see here they are more than 10%, for example, here, which is the highest percentage. Others across the globe, because we have a lot of other indices or other journals which have a different types of publication indexed. And we understand a little bit more later the meaning of this impact factor. If you look for the subject the coverage in Scopus, which is this is a statistics has been provided according to 2015-16, and you will find that the highest weight or highest percentage here, it is for health sciences, which is 32%, followed by physical science 30%, social sciences, and then the life sciences 15%. And this is the most attractive parts for Scopus journals, which represent 10% for the publisher indexes in the journals. Followed up after it is Springer and Wiley and Taylor and Sage, and this is take only 2%, and others like Emerald that took 1%, for example, from the total publishing. So which one you are looking for, because which is more visible and more accessible for all of us. Number three, which is the third factor, which is what is the journal indexing? What is the meaning of this indexing? Some of the most important criteria when we are looking for the journal is the good match, for example, the indexing that you are looking for, the bibliographer and the full text and the platform. So we are looking for here, what are the platform that you are looking for and the database for this platform. And I will provide you with a different indexing database. For example, here we have a biomass free preview, British education indices, British humanity indexes, Econlet. So these are the database for the biographical criteria. You have also Scopus, you have also here social care. All these criteria, it is available for you. You can go for MLA, international biography. So this is what we call it, the database that you can access the full text for such a publication. So as well here, you can find the business source of Premier, also business source complete, academic research. All this will allow you to have a better access to the full text database from different types of uh, papers and published one. What are the platforms, which is different according to your background? It can be for engineering, it can be for web of knowledge. It have a lot of web citation indexes. So the example of the database here is the web of knowledge, and this is what we call one of them, which we are oriented for. It is called Web of Science, and the others here, it's covered the total database assessment tools, where you can access the platforms that they can have different types of matching or indexes for your papers. Uh, Also, we have something called Engineering Village, which is engineering index, which is have a different group of indexes that it is related or specialist for engineering, such as convex or engineering index or inspect. So you can look for this database for picking the papers or the journals that match the topics that you are looking for. When we go for Scopus, which is, as we mentioned, the highly indexed one and the highly demanded one of the journals, we will go for the scientific journal ranking here. So they start, they start to do a ranking, scientific science indexes journal or country rank, which is SGR, which is a portal that has been included by country scientific journals. So you will find in this one, this is an indicator that can be used to assess and analyze the scientific domain. Or is as well SJR, which is the scientific journal ranking. It is an indicator that has been developed using algorithm known widely by Google PageRank. So SGR, it is referred to one of the Google PageRank, and this indicator is now it's highly visible for that it consists of many journals that contain in the Scopus database from since 1996. It's also this SGR or Sycamore is a research group, and it has been launched by the University of Granada and in Madrid, and it is dedicated to analyze the information and representations through visualization techniques. So if we can open the SG as well here, I prepared it for you where you can have a comparison between the different criteria. I think I have opened it here for you. SGR. Okay. And this is for severe. So if we see the journal ranking, country ranking, and this is a site that uh, has been ranking the journals according to the Q1, Q2, and you can access if they are having an H indexes or the total numbers of documentation they have it since they are launched the journal for it, if it is for cancer or for whatsoever. So you can here compare as well between the types of journal. Let's say, for example, if I'm opening arts and humanities, and then I will pick for the subject area here, and then I'm looking for the um, classics, and then I'm looking for the country. So he will start to rank for me the journals according to their impact factors or the average number of times the articles has been cited over, let's say, for example, the past 3 years, or total citation 3 years, or the total citable documents for 3 years or 2 years, and then it will give you if it is highly impact or not. So the scientific journal ranking and the country ranking, it is provide you with a lot of criteria where you are going to compare between different types of um, journals. Also, you can look for history, languages, music, all the types of subjects that they are looking for. It can be for chemistry, it can be for biochemistry, genetics, and can provide you with a tool where you can look for the impact factor for the journals here. So let's go back to our presentation, and then you will see that this is metric can help you to attain outside the Scopus platform and the list of the SGR values or the highly indexed one. So along with this, you have a lot of SGR, SNIB, and IPP metrics that's going to be since 1999. So here you can pick, as you see here, the journal ranking, and if you're looking for education, gender studies, and he will pick for you the most convenient one. So how do I find the impact factor for a journal? So you can use the journal citation report, as we see here, ISI Web of Knowledge. And this Web of Knowledge journal citation report will help you to find the subject that is suitable for you. And this is according to the impact factor, as it's reflected the average number of times the article from the journal published in the past 2 years or 3 years, and it is calculated by dividing the numbers of citation by year by the total numbers of articles that published in the previous 2 years. So it is very important for the journal to have a good paper as well and high number of citations. So this is basically the impact factor. So let's go for the tool number 4, which is choosing suitable journals. So I have here a list of sites where you can go for finding the best solution for you. So it's an editing. So I prepare it for you to look for. I will pick it in editing, and let's say, for example, and you have to make an account here, and to subscribe and create your account in it's an research article where you can look for the journal. Let's say, for example, I'm going to look for a journal field of study. I will open it, and then let's say, for example, I will write biological science, ecology, maybe planet biology sciences, and then I will ask him to help me to find the field of study or the journals, and he picked for me, and it is very important for us to look for this one. And we can look for the type of the journals, its impact over the last since 2012, and the science impact factors. And he also can give you more data concerning the journal if they are, let's say, for example, if they have article processing charges, which is the factor that you're looking for, if they are having high H indexes, or they have a Scopus or not, and this is reflect on the journals that you are looking for. author submissions, and it will give you a very nice comparison. And the most important thing is that you have to look if this journal it is semi-annually or annually or quarterly, because this is will reflect on the time that you're looking for. And then you're going to other services if you're interested for journal matching options, and you're going to look for the impact factor range. And if you precise certain factors, if you are looking for an open access or not open access for one. So here you can pick the journals, and maybe as well you can look for abstract or the publisher or journal names, or you can pick the criteria when you are looking for your comparison for the journal matching. So this is the first one that I wrote it here. It's an editing.com, and this is what we call it journal selector, where it can provide you with the list without taking that much of time if you're looking for the science, the scientific science indices or the ranking for journal. We have also biosmetic.org, and it is also a very interesting one you can go for, and you can compare as well for the different types of publications. Let's say, for example, here, yes, this one, and it is where to publish your research, open access, and author fees. And it is helping you by providing you the pros and cons of open access, and it give you a clue for what are the best journals if you're looking for an open access and author fees, or if you're looking for grants or funding, let's say, for example, for a certain specific field, and what are the types of funding for this journal, or for a certain identified potential journal um, um, for your publication. And here he is listing you tools to help you to identify the potential journals. We have Elsevier journal finders as well. You will have it Springer as well, Gester as well. So you can pick any one of them when you are looking for where to publish your journals and the potential one. So these sites allow you and giving you a comparison between different places. If you are looking for a severe journal, it is very important that you have to keep yourself updated, find the journal and keep update if it is the journal is maintaining citation with the severe or they are withdraw. With a lot of journals put the logo of the severe, but unfortunately they are not following the rules and they withdraw from them. And then it is important to check and follow up what is the updated one. And another very important journal guide. It is another journal guide where you can look for find the best journal for your research, and you can write the title, and then you can write the abstract, and then it can pick for you, and you can compare or follow the journals here. So it is very easy for you to look to how you can look for IDZN journal selectors or Elsevier or Inago open access journal finder. So list can provide you with an access tools where you have to do your research and look for the suitable journal that match your paper that you're looking for. So I copied the links from them, and it is better for you just to open this sites guides.library.duq.edu, where you can find how to help to identify the potential journal or IDZN, as I mentioned before. So we go for the choosing the suitable journal, which is very important, and how to find it. It can be by Springer, looking for the paper, but it is also crucial for you how to prepare your paper, because from my own personal experience that they are very meticulous and they are very precise when they are asking you to put the sequences. Let's say, for example, the introduction, and when they ask you to write methods, you are not going to write methodology. When they ask you to write first conclusions, so you have to write the conclusion first, not the result first. So the sequence or the style of the journal, it is very important, because in many cases they are returning it many times for you, because you are not following their guidelines. So to find the suitable journal to publish, it is was a tools where they can find the suitable one, and there is a lot of places where you can look for the journal by subject, or you're looking for the topic, or the interested, or the criteria that looking for. So I provide you with a checklist for to follow when you are writing your journal, or write the checklist for journal selection, and it is important for you to look for. So let's start by the first point, which is the subject that you select. Does the subject you choose for your article match the journal or not? So let's say if I'm writing for gender inequality, and I'm looking for, let's say, energy journals. So I come on, how can they accept this? So I will have the nice word rejection in their first email when they check the name of the paper that I have. So it must be matching their requirements and their aim and the themes of the journal. So this is the first point. The second one, if that the journal accept the article that you, the type of article you intended to submit, did they accept it? Did they are looking for it or not? It is their interest. Let's say, for example, I'm writing for feminist, but I'm writing for gender inequality between male and female. So the theory that they are focusing is quite far away than the theories that I'm writing about it. So I will have the simple word, which is reject, because I didn't look if they are accepting my article or not. The third one, is the journal read by your target audience? Do the people read this topic or not? So what are your target audience? They write that the target audience may be for policymakers, maybe for bankers, maybe for engineering, maybe for people who are looking for renewable energy. So who are the target audience? Maybe something that I didn't take it in my consideration, and this reflects on the feedback that I receive it when I submit my paper. The fourth criteria it is, does the journal have an online edition, or they have this online impact factor or not? Because if I'm looking for an impact factor, and this is one of the criteria for my Supreme Council University requirements, so if it does not provide me for impact factors, so I waste my time for publishing this paper in non-impact factor journal. So is it important? Yes, because why I publish, this is what my first question, why we publish, maybe for promotion, maybe for job opportunity, maybe for having a better funding. So this criteria, it is important for me when I'm looking for. The second milestone that I have to take it in consideration very well, that I have to read well, how many numbers of times per year they are publishing. Do they publish one times, or two times, or three times, or monthly? Because this is will reflect on the length of the time that I will be waiting to get a feedback, because maybe they are saving the money, they don't have that much of time. So how many times a year is the journal published? Last but not least, the length and the structure of your manuscript, because in some journals they are asking for 3,000 word to 2,500 word in, let's say, business letters, or certain journals where they are looking for a notes or a review or policy paper. So the length, it is very important, because a number of keywords, it is important for them, because the rejections come later because of the length of the paper. The last step, which are the charges for the submission or the acceptance. What are the publication charges? Because recently the publication charges has been increases, and it is increasing year after year, especially after COVID-19. The cost of the publication has been increased. After we got the tools and the skills and the access and the criteria, we are looking for the possible challenges. So what are the possible challenges? If I'm looking for high impact factors, so I have to provide a very good contribution. One of the other challenges is the quick rejection. Don't be frustrated, because the quick rejection means that you select not the proper journal, or not the proper criteria, or not the proper topic that match you the journal. So don't be frustrated, because it is one of the challenges that we face it in our real life normally. One of the challenges when they write the very precise comments, so I have to follow the comments and don't underestimate them, because in one of the feedbacks that I have received, that we would like to start with a very attractive introduction. The paper is good, but you have to give us a very attractive introduction, attract the audience, because our audience is the businessmen. So if I didn't provide them with this attractiveness, they will not accept my paper despite it have a good quality. So they are asking you for a very precise comments, so that you have to follow for them. One of the very frustrating one, it is the long time, but long time it can be for the policy that the journal that they have it, or because of the procedures, or the time lag, or the flow that they have it, or the traffic that they receive it. So it is your choice from the beginning, if look for the long time or a short time publication times. So let's recap what we did. I wish that I didn't take that much longer to give you a feedback or a clue or tools to make a good publication international. So my conclusion here, you have to follow journals in your area of research and check the recent publication. This is will help you to compare your quality of work with others' research. It is very important. When you look for it to check the journal requirements for publication as well and the editor research work, it will help you to understand the objectives of the journal and the editor's different view. So this is will add for you when you are seeing what they are writing. So one of the very attractive things it is that you have to impress your reader with the high quality work, and this high quality work will come from the references that you are going to support, and the updated references, and the highly ranked journals that have recent publication, and you can cite them as a clue for that you are updated and not out of date. Illustrative diagrams and tables are very highly recommended because they attract the eyes according to the human skills or attractiveness points for the readers, because it attracts him easily to see the graphs and interpret it quickly than reading many pages. Use new research techniques and data models and back them up with literature to support your writing. This is will enhance your writing and give you a very good paper that people are looking for, because it is supporting with a journal that have a very good quality. Um, very important one, which is show your contribution in the abstract clearly, because when you show your contribution clearly and you add a new variables and you support them with literature, this is will attract the audience or the editor when he asks you or thank you for the comments writing you for you, thanks for writing for us. And this is will be a reward for you when you hear from the editors, thanks for writing with us, because you share your contribution with them, and then you will we will have an experienced person who are writing with us, so you win here when you after you follow these steps. The last advice for you is use international conferences to establish relation with journals, editors, and members in order to have a good uh, teamwork for writing, because this is will add uh, to your experience and skills. Last things which I didn't write it here, please proofread your paper before you send it, because bad English will put the readers off and will not ask you to write for him. And whenever he see your name, he will not ask anymore from you or accept any paper from you. Finally, I would like to end my presentation that all the great speakers were bad, very bad speakers at first. So don't be frustrated, because I think that all great writers were bad writers at the first, but they become outstanding. Wishing you best of success, and thank you for listening, and wishing you a nice international publication. Thank you so much.